Alright, today would have been my mother's birthday, and what I'm doing now is I'm going straight to a grave. Actually, it's unmarked, and she passed away when my sister and I were kids, or my sisters and I were kids. And also I'm going to show you some things. First, I kind of missed one thing right here. She's at Block Z, also space number 6, plot 48E. And I'm going to go right to it, so in case of family and loved ones wants to go and visit her grave, I'll tell them exactly where it is. First, after seeing that area, you're going to see these two twin trees that stands up about the same height nearly, and it says Jones Sisters Tombstone right there. See that? Okay, now we're going to kind of like go a little bit over to the right, but to the left of this tree right here that looks kind of almost like a upside down cone. We're going to be walking past these other graves here, and it's just about nearly straight ahead, but there's also one grave that's going to stand out among the others that pretty much kind of like gives a visual on where it's at. Okay, this black tombstone right here that stands kind of straight and kind of skinny, that's one other area right there. I actually am passing up my mother's grave now, but I'm going to go to it. I just wanted to show this grave right here. Okay, that's Pastor Dr. Amos Smith Jr. And what I'm going to do now is walk backwards a few feet. About a good maybe 15 feet. And then I'm going to look down here. And this area right here, it's got some unmarked graves also beside my mother's too. Okay, there are some of these graves that's kind of like covered up with dirt and grass. We have Dorothy Lee Gully right here. We also have Deborah A. Riley right here. Also, there's an unmarked grave right here. And there's another grave. Now, this grave right here, this is the one to pay attention to. It's kind of covered up. It says very, very where, I think. Very where, I think that's the name. It's kind of covered up. I've seen it in the past. Let me see. Yes, very where. W-A-I-R. Okay, next to that one is my mother's grave. Okay, that one's also unmarked. I kind of got like a little dot spot right there. Kind of got like a couple of things right there. Also, I'm going to put something there again very soon. You know, sometimes over time things kind of like go away. So something else is going to be placed right there. Next to that, there's another grave. It's barely legible. You can't really read that. Also, Mary Anna Shaw. So when you see those graves in that area, you will see very well right here. To the right of that is my mother's grave. Then there's another grave that's hardly readable. You can't hardly read it. Then there's Mary Anna Shaw. So my mother's between those graves, to the right of very where, and to the left of the one that's hardly able to be read. So she sits right in between those two graves. Also, you can see the distance. Whoa, I hear some talking in the background, kind of threw me off. You see the distance from that. It's a grave right there. Actually, he was a pastor. And you see where I have those two little sticks or whatever, that's where my mother graves lies. And right there is very where, to the left of my mother. So my mother is to the right of very where. That's where her grave is located. Take care, y'all. Have a good one.